Hello, everyone. Picture this. In 2026, the top three most valuable sports companies in the world are Nike, Adidas, and Anta. Anta, a brand from China, now has a market cap of nearly $33 billion, sitting firmly in the global top three. It operates over 13,000 stores worldwide, more than Adidas and Nike combined in many markets. And earlier this year, Anta quietly bought a 29% stake in Puma for $1.8 billion. 20 years ago, Anta was just a small local shoe factory in Jinjiang, Fujian province that nobody outside the region had ever heard of. How did it rise to become the third largest sports company on the planet? The story begins in 1994. Ding Shizong, 24 years old, had just graduated from a local university with a business degree. He returned home to help run his family's small shoe factory, which produced low-margin export shoes for Europe and the United States. Profits were thin because they were only a contract manufacturer. No brand, no control over pricing or design. Ding saw the massive opportunity in China's fast-growing domestic market. With just a few 100,000 yuan in starting capital, he founded Anta Sports Products Limited. The name Anta comes from the Chinese characters Anta, meaning step firmly or walk confidently. From day one, Ding told his small team, "We will not remain a factory for others. We will build our own brand that Chinese people can be proud to wear." For the first 5 years, 1994 to 1999, Anta was still a small company. Its main products were affordable running shoes and canvas sneakers targeted at ordinary Chinese consumers. There were no big advertisements, no celebrities, no sponsorship deals. What Ding did differently was focus on better quality at prices ordinary Chinese people could actually afford.
He built his own supply chain to control costs and quality better than typical contract factories. He personally visited small shops across China to listen to retailers and understand what customers really wanted. He adjusted designs for Chinese feet, wider fits, and for China's hot, humid climate, more durable materials. By the year 2000, Anta had started to gain a small reputation in China, but the real turning point came in 2008. In 2008, China hosted the Beijing Olympics. Ding made a bold decision. He invested heavily to become an official sponsor of the Chinese national team. Anta equipped Chinese athletes with its shoes across multiple sports. For weeks, every Chinese citizen watching the Olympics on television saw their national athletes wearing Anta's shoes. Sales exploded. A small local company became the #1 sports brand in China within just a few years. But Ding did not stop there. He recognized the biggest problem for Chinese brands. They were perceived as cheap. He developed a new strategy he called single focus, multi-brand. In 2009, Anta made a historic move. It acquired the rights to Fila in China and Southeast Asia. Fila was an Italian brand that had previously failed in China due to high prices and poor market fit. Anta revived it by offering Fila products at accessible prices while keeping the premium fashion image. Fila quickly became the go-to fashion sportswear brand for young Chinese consumers. Within a few years, Fila contributed nearly 40% of Anta's total revenue. This was not just buying a name. Ding used Fila's technology and design heritage to develop new products. For example, running shoes with Fila-level cushioning, but sold at much lower prices than Western brands. This made high-quality sportswear accessible to ordinary Chinese people for the first time. After Fila's success, Anta began looking for more acquisitions. But these were not random purchases. Ding had a clear plan. Cover every segment of the sportswear market. Anta itself for mass market sports, Fila for fashion sportswear. Later acquisitions would target outdoor and premium segments. In 2016, Anta acquired Amer Sports, owner of Solomon, Arc'teryx, and Wilson, for over $5 billion. This deal gave Anta world-class technology and distribution channels in Europe and North America. In 2019, Anta acquired Descente, a Korean ski brand, and Jack Wolfskin, a German outdoor brand. Each acquisition brought not just a brand name, but advanced technology and established sales networks in overseas markets. Today, Anta operates over 13,000 stores worldwide, the largest retail footprint in the entire sports industry. First, let's look at the current global sports market in 2026. Nike still sits at number one with a market cap of around $180 billion. Adidas is number two at about $45 billion. Anta follows at number three with roughly $33 billion. What's striking is how much faster Anta has grown compared to Nike and Adidas over the past 10 years. From a market cap of about $5 billion in 2016 to $33 billion in 2026, nearly 6 times growth. Nike grew about 2 times in the same period, and Adidas grew even slower. Why has Anta grown so fast? Because China is the largest market in the world for sports and lifestyle products. The number of young people starting to exercise and buying fashion sneakers is increasing rapidly. Anta understands this market better than anyone because it is a true Chinese brand. It knows exactly what Chinese consumers want. Good quality at affordable prices and a modern image without the premium price tag of Nike or Adidas. Anta's core strategy that sets it apart from Nike and Adidas is affordable price plus near premium quality. Nike and Adidas usually set high prices to protect their premium image. Anta does the opposite. It prices 30 to 50% lower, but incorporates technology from the brands it acquired, Fila, Arc'teryx, and Salomon, into its own products. For example, some Anta running shoes use Salomon-level foam or Arc'teryx-like fabrics, but sell for less than half the price. Chinese consumers therefore choose Anta because they get good products at prices they can actually afford.
But competing directly with Nike and Adidas is not easy. Nike and Adidas have strengths that Anta has not yet fully caught up with in several areas. Nike's strengths: a very strong ecosystem, Nike app, Nike Training Club, Nike Run Club, global athlete endorsement marketing with superstars like LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Kylian Mbappe. Tight control over its global supply chain, allowing fast delivery and consistent quality to consumers worldwide. Adidas' strengths: collaborations with designers and pop culture icons like Yeezy, Ivy Park, Bad Bunny, giving it a high fashion image. Boost foam technology that is widely accepted around the world. Strong online sales channels through the Adidas app and website. Anta is still behind in these two key areas. Its ecosystem is not yet as strong as Nike's, and its global marketing is not as prominent as Adidas is with big-name collaborations. However, Anta has one clear advantage that neither Nike nor Adidas currently match: a massive number of physical stores in China. Anta operates over 13,000 owned and partner retail stores across China, while Nike and Adidas rely mainly on third-party retailers and online channels. This gives Anta much better access to customers in second-tier and smaller cities. And most importantly, Anta continues to grow steadily inside China. Even as China's overall economy slows, Chinese people are still exercising more and buying sports shoes. Anta, therefore, still has significant growth potential in its home market. But expanding outside China is the real challenge. The purchase of a 29% stake in Puma earlier this year is a major bet. Puma already has a solid base in Europe and North America. Anta hopes to use Puma as a bridge into Western markets. But Puma itself has faced problems recently, slowing sales and intense competition. If Anta doesn't manage Puma well, it could become a burden instead of an opportunity.
Let's start with the current picture in 2026. Nike still leads with a market cap of around $180 billion. Adidas is second at about $45 billion. Anta sits at number 3 with roughly $33 billion. What stands out is how much faster Anta has grown compared to both Nike and Adidas over the past 10 years, from roughly $5 billion in 2016 to $33 billion today, almost 6 times growth. Nike grew about 2 times in the same period, and Adidas grew even slower. Why has Anta grown so quickly?
Because China is the largest sports and lifestyle market in the world. The number of young people starting to exercise and buying fashion sneakers is rising rapidly. Anta understands this market better than anyone because it is a true Chinese brand. It knows exactly what Chinese consumers want. Good quality at prices they can actually afford, with a modern image that doesn't carry the premium price tag of Nike or Adidas. Anta's core strategy that sets it apart from Nike and Adidas is affordable price plus near premium quality. Nike and Adidas usually set high prices to protect their premium image. Anta does the opposite. It prices 30 to 50% lower, but incorporates technology from the brands it acquired, Fila, Arc'teryx, Salomon, into its own products. For example, some Anta running shoes use Salomon-level foam or Arc'teryx-like fabrics, but sell for less than half the price. Chinese consumers therefore choose Anta because they get good products at prices they can actually afford. But competing directly with Nike and Adidas on the global stage is not easy. Nike and Adidas have strengths that Anta has not yet fully caught up with. Nike strengths: a very strong ecosystem. Nike app, Nike Training Club, Nike Run Club, global athlete endorsement marketing with superstars like LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Kylian Mbappe. Tight control over its global supply chain, allowing fast delivery and consistent quality to consumers worldwide. Adidas' strengths: collaborations with designers and pop culture icons like Yeezy, Ivy Park, Bad Bunny, giving it a high fashion image. Boost foam technology that is widely accepted around the world. Strong online sales channels through the Adidas app and website.
Anta is still behind in these two key areas. Its ecosystem is not yet as strong as Nike's, and its global marketing is not as prominent as Adidas's with big-name collaborations. However, Anta has one clear advantage that neither Nike nor Adidas currently match: a massive number of physical stores in China. Anta operates over 13,000 own and partner retail stores across China, while Nike and Adidas rely mainly on third-party retailers and online channels. This gives Anta much better access to customers in second-tier and smaller cities. And most importantly, Anta continues to grow steadily inside China. Even as China's overall economy slows, Chinese people are still exercising more and buying sports shoes. Anta therefore still has significant growth potential in its home market. But expanding outside China is the real challenge. The purchase of a 29% stake in Puma earlier this year is a major bet. Puma already has a solid base in Europe and North America. Anta hopes to use Puma as a bridge into Western markets. But Puma itself has faced problems recently: slowing sales and intense competition. If Anta doesn't manage Puma well, it could become a burden instead of an opportunity. So, can Anta overtake Nike and Adidas? There are three key factors Anta must address. First, it needs to build a stronger ecosystem. Anta must develop apps and platforms that connect all users the way Nike does. Right now, Anta still relies too heavily on physical stores. Without a strong digital ecosystem, global expansion will be difficult. Second, it needs much stronger global marketing. Anta must invest heavily in athlete endorsements and influencers in Western markets. Currently, Anta still depends mostly on its reputation in China and Asia. To become a true global brand, it needs world-class athletes and artists that people everywhere recognize. Third, it must develop its own distinctive technology. Nike has React and Air. Adidas has Boost. Anta needs to create technology that is different and superior. Buying Amer Sports and Puma was a good first step, but Anta must turn that technology into something uniquely its own. If Anta can fix these three areas within the next 5 to 7 years, it has a real chance of moving into second place or even challenging Nike in some markets. But if it fails to adapt quickly enough, Anta may remain the giant of China, but never become a true global giant. The key lessons from Anta's story for other brands: deeply understand your home market first, then expand outward. Smart acquisitions can help you leapfrog stages, but only if you manage them well. Never let a single platform, like YouTube or Amazon, completely control your distribution. You must build your own ecosystem. Just selling products is no longer enough. Anta is a clear example that Chinese companies can rise to become global giants. But surviving on the world stage still requires many more challenges to be overcome. This concludes our 3-episode series on Anta, from a small factory in Jinjiang to the third largest sports company in the world. Thank you for watching all the way through.